the high desert, Ryan Garcia!
We'll show you every video you could ever believe. Bohemian Grove is real.
This world-class fighter just did something that would make even the craziest among us raise an eyebrow. Ryan Garcia claims to have visited Bohemian Grove, and he has some astonishing things to say about it. As you can see, Ryan Garcia is not mincing his words, as he came out with these disturbing revelations regarding what is going on at Bohemian Grove. Before we get into more detail about Ryan Garcia's shocking claims, let's talk a little about the history of this place and all the conspiracies surrounding it. What is the Bohemian Grove? The Bohemian Grove is a restricted 2,700-acre campground in California. It belongs to a private gentleman's club known as the Bohemian Club. The club's members consist of the elite of Western society, which holds a lot of power. This includes artists and musicians as well as government officials, former presidents, wealthy business leaders, and senior media executives. The members are allowed to invite guests to the Grove. In July each year, the club hosts an encampment of some of the most prominent men in the world. The secretive and elite nature of this club has naturally invited a lot of conspiracies over the years. One of the conspiracies regarding it centers around Bohemian Club member Dr. Edward Teller. He's labeled the father of the hydrogen bomb, and he reserved the camp for himself in September 1942. Many accuse the club of planning world dominance through such steps. Other famous members of the club include Richard Nixon and George Bush Sr. Infiltrators into the Grove during its annual meetings in the past have described it as featuring pageantry, theater, and cross-dressing. Every year, the camp begins with a strange and creepy ritual. A human puppet is burned as a sacrifice. This is part of the ceremony known as the cremation of care. It's meant to be symbolic, with the puppet resembling the club members' cares and worries about the outside world. The idea is that the members get rid of all this once they enter the camp. All these rituals take place under a large statue of an owl, the official mascot of the Bohemian Grove. What's even stranger is that the owl itself takes part in the ceremony using a pre-recorded voice. The owl has sparked a number of conspiracies, including that the ritual sacrifice is being made to the pagan deity Moloch or to the Illuminati. Now, if you think all that is bad, it gets worse. For this ceremony, the Bohemian Club members all wear what look like red versions of Ku Klux Klan robes. A well-known controversial figure today, Alex Jones, initially went viral due to documenting footage of the bizarre satanic-looking ceremony at the Bohemian Grove. He even alleged the sacrifice being made during the ceremony was an actual child. Alex Jones was also referred by Ryan Garcia during his recent rant about the Bohemian Grove. There have been other leaked clips of what appear to be ritualistic sacrifices to an owl that people have linked to the ceremonies.
The owl is in his leafy temple. Let all within the grove be reverent before him.
Now that we all know about the background of this place, let's move on to the shocking revelations by Ryan Garcia. The Bohemian Grove is trending all over social media because of a horrifying confession by Ryan Garcia, which he shared in a Twitter space. While speaking with Andrew Tate, another controversial figure who often talks about the Matrix.
What is the Matrix?
Ryan Garcia went into some gory and disturbing details regarding what he claims was going on inside the Bohemian Grove. They held me down and they made me watch little kids get. Ryan claims he was taken to the woods and tied down as they made him watch. Ryan Garcia is convinced about what he saw, and he claims to have proof. When Andrew Tate asks him about whom he saw there, he claims the higher elites were involved, and Tate already knows who they are. After hearing all this, Andrew Tate warns him that the path he is going down is dangerous and could land him in trouble. I can assure you from my personal experience that they can touch you, he said after Garcia insisted that they couldn't harm him. Those are some interesting words from Tate when we consider the controversies he has been involved in the past 2 years, leading to his strongly opposing what he describes as the Matrix behind it all. Ryan Garcia isn't the first to make these claims regarding trafficking and rape. A former FBI agent from the 90s possibly exposed some of the trafficking that's been going on related to the elite club that owns the Bohemian Grove. I have a source.
When he was 12, 13, 14 years old, who was put in a cage at the Bohemian Grove and with another young boy who was part of their network. And they had a third young boy in there who had been kidnapped, and they had to commit acts with him, and then they had to murder him on camera.
He goes on to explain how these are called snuff films, and they sell for around $50,000 each. The former FBI agent goes on to explain the trafficking and how the kids are auctioned off after being kidnapped. There are 91 Americans who disappear every hour, and it's believed 85 to 90% of them are children. A lot of them are not returned, and I have investigated and exposed an organization in Washington, D.C. known as the Finders. It's a CIA child kidnapping ring. Going back to Ryan Garcia, he had more to say in his Twitter space with Andrew Tate. He claims that he was a victim of this club when he was 2 years old, and that's where it all started. Garcia has mentioned an incident from his childhood in the past, but linking it to a child trafficking ring at the Bohemian Grove seems to be something new.
Bro, I will show you every video you could ever believe. Bohemian Grove is real. They tied me down and they made me watch, dog. I absolutely don't give up anymore.
Andrew Tate suggests that people might not believe Garcia because of the drug accusations against him and his history of mental breakdowns.
Do you know there's going to be certain people who believe, and Ryan, you know I like you, we've been speaking for years. You know there's going to be people who believe you're just saying this because you've, I don't know, had a mental breakdown or taken drugs and you're repeating some of the things you said on the internet, and so they're going to not believe you unless you come at it very coherently.
You're going to have to tell a far more coherent story from start to finish for people to understand that what you're saying happened truly is what you saw, and that it is not some sort of episode or anything else. Ryan Garcia says he has all the proof and that at the right time he will release all of it. I actually agree with Tate here. If Ryan wants to be taken seriously, he needs to share some of the proof he claims to have, as many people have made false claims in the past. The reason Andrew Tate invited Ryan Garcia to the Twitter space was his recent behavior on social media, which got a lot of people talking. Tate wanted to give him a chance to explain it all. Ryan was making a lot of bold claims regarding the auctioning of kids, calling out the Catholic Church for its abuse of kids and referencing the politics in the Middle East. People wanted to hear what he had to say. In his social media rants, he also made some other claims that came as a surprise. In one tweet, Ryan says that Elon Musk is the Antichrist. Is all this related to his recent trip to Bohemian Grove? After all, it's a gathering of the most elite people, and Elon Musk is the richest man on the planet. It's not surprising that Ryan's conspiracies have come to target him as well, with technologies like Neuralink, which aims to put a chip in your brain, and the humanoid robot Optimus, which he claims will be everywhere in the future. Elon Musk's vision for the future is very controversial for many people. This makes him a big target for any conspiracies. Ryan Garcia also made some ominous predictions. He has claimed that there will be a bad earthquake that will destroy Hollywood, mentioning the cities of Los Angeles and Sin City, Las Vegas. He even gave the exact date of the earthquake to be June 6th. After seeing all these unhinged rants from Ryan Garcia, you might be wondering if any of this is actually true. Is the secret elite society running the Bohemian Grove actively trafficking children? Is Elon Musk somehow linked to it? Regardless of what the reality is, we should all hope that Ryan Garcia comes out of this troubled phase he is going through. Garcia has gone through a lot these past few weeks, from heated confrontations with boxer Devin Haney, who he will face next month in New York, to disturbing posts on his social media claiming that he had died. He has also been accused of taking drugs and does not seem to be in a good place mentally. As a professional boxer, he still has a lot he can achieve in the ring, and being caught up in all these controversies could be detrimental to his career. The recent drama surrounding the Bohemian Grove could add more trouble to Garcia's life, which is why even Andrew Tate warned him that what he's doing is dangerous. This was indeed a very controversial topic and will raise a lot more questions than it has answered. What do you think about Ryan Garcia's claims regarding Bohemian Grove? Leave a comment with your take on this issue.